You're listening to the Daily Sales Tips podcast, and I'm your host, Scott Ingram. Today's tip comes from Meshell Baker. Meshell is a certified sales confidence igniter and an authentic selling crusader. She helps business owners and sales leaders tap into the unlimited human potential to create diverse and inclusive culture change and disrupt the sales training status quo. Here she is.
Hello. Today's daily sales quote is around the word listen. Listen is one of those fun words that's actually an anagram. So I'm going to start with the word LISTEN, and listen is actually a gift to the other experiencing being heard. So as a seller, the greatest gift you can give your buyer is to listen to them, to really hear what they're saying. And the way you do that is by looking engaged, sounding engaged, asking questions. When we are quick to respond and give feedback or tell them what we think they ought to, need to, have to, should, people actually don't feel heard. However, when you ask a question, if I hear you correctly, what I think I hear you saying, or can you tell me more about that, or have you experienced? Create a list of questions, formulate a list of questions before you ever set out to go on that call to ensure when you prepare yourself. Remember, when you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So preparation is a form of planning. When you prepare a list of questions and have them ready to ask your potential buyer or client, you were more likely to engage in the act of listening. The second way we use this word, LISTN, is when we anagram it, it becomes silent. SILENT. And that's where you will, the questions, once they respond, you will hear them. Peter Drucker has a quote: the most important thing in communication is to hear what is not being said. You will not hear what is not being said when you are not silent, when you are primed and prepped to respond instead of sitting still in the stillness and allowing yourself to focus completely on them and hearing what they said instead of preparing yourself for a response, thinking you need to overcome an objection or give them more information or data to secure the sale. Remember, focus on what you propose, not to close. This is all about you giving them an opportunity to be heard and align with them so you're co-creating a solution based off of your product or service. So that silence is a gift to you and them, because then you can speak back to them what you truly know will benefit them. You can build that whole conversation around their need and their solution. And the final way we use that word silent or listen is ENLIST, enlist. And this is so fun for me because I knew about the first two ways, but the third way was something that in my silence, I actually saw that anagram. And I love Oprah says, do what you have to do until you can do what you want to do. And enlisting your drive, enlisting your focus, enlisting your why is what happens when you actually take time to listen and be silent. And you are able to remember and recognize so many more opportunities of people you can sell to, people who you can follow up with, how to turn that no into a yes, how to move that sale in a sooner time. You will enlist innumerable resources. Remember, there's always, almost always one problem and numerous and infinite possibility. But when you're focused on getting, instead of going through the process of giving the gift of listening, being silent and asking questions, you will not enlist the opportune ways that you can actually close that deal. So I hope this is helpful. Have a great day selling. And remember, listen, be silent, and you will enlist the infinite capability that you bring to every sales call. Have a great sales day.
For links to connect with Meshell and her website, just click over to DailySales.Tips/1011. Once you've done that, be sure to come back tomorrow for another great sales tip. Thanks for listening.